to Go West Comedy Quickfire. I'm your co-host Simone Hudson. I am here with our headliner Amelia Jane Hunter for our show next week, Wednesday 9th of November. And I tell you what, you're the one comedian I will say your full name, and I think everyone calls you Amelia Jane Hunter. There is a huge respect, and the one amazing, well, no, many, but there is an amazing presence about you on stage, and also an eclectic wardrobe. And we are here to kind of go through Amelia's wardrobe and ask her questions at the same time, and I am wearing one of her jackets.
I was going to say, where did you get this one from, Simone?
So, first of all, Amelia, how did you get into comedy? What was your, many moons ago, what sparked you? Because you also have been like a tour guide, you've been in many jobs, so what got you into comedy?
Making quick one-liners at fat truck drivers in the north of Australia, running away from crocodiles, running away from feral pigs, you name it. That's how I got into it.
That's the stage.
That's it.
It's too much.
That's it. That's
perfect. Okay, let's talk about this first dress here.
Oh!
This baby. How the hell did you find that on the rack? Is it secondhand?
Of course,
yeah,
everything's
cool.
secondhand,
Perfect, yeah.
sourced, gifted, or found. This one I actually bought. I know it's beautiful and ridiculous, but I grew up in the, I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, you know, Dynasty, Dallas, all those fantastic shows with shoulder pads and Joan Collins. So when I saw this in a fantastic shop, you know, Berlin is good for a few things, and secondhand clothes in beautifully artistic, curated gallery shops. This one, it cost a fair amount of money.
Did it?
But I've certainly worn it.
Sometimes it's worth it. That's what I hate about...
It's worth it. I love it. This is my favourite dress. I mean, don't smoke around me.
Get the hell away from me.
But it's beautiful, right?
I think what I find really annoying about secondhand shopping sometimes is they slap on vintage and they charge a lot for it.
Yes, and it still smells like death.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to this dress here. It's going to come out of the picture, come back. But this dress, which you told me is a little cheap. I've seen you move around a lot in this,
yes, you
on
did.
your solo show.
I danced with a dildo with this, didn't I?
That's right. It came out of all places.
This one is beautiful. I wore this a lot. And I used to introduce myself as Elizabeth Taylor at the 1968 Academy Awards.
Oh, yes.
€2.
€2.
€2. I mean, I got a new zip on it, and that cost 30. But €2 for all this material. I mean, look how much material there is. €2. I mean, it's almost criminal.
Yeah.
But Berlin, it gifts and it takes away. But it gifts. You just got to be. I think it's right time. You got to be in the mood. If you're not in the mood to go shopping for things,
secondhand shopping, especially,
you can get irritated, and other times you just trip over it, you know. That's
my question: is how do you source these? How do you get that eye and pick out, whoa, that's the special one?
I've always had a good eye for quality, colour, fabric.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. It does take time though as well, right? You have to sift through. Are you a sifter?
No, because you can walk into, especially Berlin. Berlin is, you know, really, I call it the zombie apocalypse of fashion and fear. And for example, I went to the theatre last night and no one was dressed well. No one. But then it's a judgment on my behalf. It's not really, but like, it's the theatre. You dress up, you wear something nice.
Yes.
Berlin's idea of crazy is probably khaki or blue and white stripes.
Oh my God. Are you
horrendous? And they say things like, I'm going to wear my really crazy green dress. It's not crazy, and it's khaki. Sorry. Do come to the show.
Okay, this outfit will lead on to, because I saw you do this in a solo show. You've just done the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh.
I have.
2 weeks solid every night?
1 month.
1 month? You did the whole month?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How was it? How was your experience?
Be in it to win it. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful to step onto really the world's biggest stage in terms of a Fringe Festival, to be immersed in 5,000 artists.
Wow.
Doing 3,000 shows, all of us €20,000 in debt. It was beautiful. As an artist, a producer, performer, director, whatever, I think to step into this, you know, cultural melting pot and see so much. Wow. I saw 48 shows. Wow. And I stole 200 ideas, which I will be putting into practice.
Wow, that's
at the show next week.
I have actually, sadly, never been to the Fringe, and I want to go. I know it's like a dagger. It's been on my list since I've been here. Anyway, how do you stand out? and that's why we're going through your wardrobe. Could you tell me about your suits?
Oh, my suits!
Amelia is known for her delicious suits and
yes.
her matching, or not matching because they stand out and they're gorgeous, high heels. So
yes.
How did you
Suits
stand out in the fringe? How do you stand out?
Well, I mean, I've always loved dressing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with a mother who, you know, even when I was a bush girl, wearing overalls and covered in, you know, paint and dirt.
Real mud, real blood.
Real mud, riding a motorcycle. My mum would buy me magnificent bra and underpant matching sets.
Wow.
And she used to say, well, darling, if you can't be feminine on the outside, you can be feminine on the inside. Now, I know in Berlin that's very controversial, but I've always had an appreciation because of my mother, you know. She always had beautiful clothes, would always get clothes made for my grandmother, who always wore a corset and stockings up until the day she died.
Wow.
So I was always around very meticulously dressed women.
Wow.
And some really daggy aunties.
It's always those aunties.
Oh, those parachute tracksuits, they really are flammable.
Swish, swish, swish.
Yeah. Incoming. So I always liked dressing up, and I was also an actress, so you always get a costume. And I loved going to the costume department, and they would be, you know, pins in their mouth, working things, and I just felt special. And I loved, and I was a Scottish dancer from a very young age, and the same thing, I wore kilts, you wore the whole outfit, you wore the costume, and I see all of these clothes as costumes.
Okay, that leads me to the next question is, how many different skills have you done? You just listed 3 more that I did not know about you.
Oh, Scottish dancing, calm
down.
Yeah,
hello, I know, but still. You can do it, I can't. So you've been a tour guide, you've been, producer, director, actor, actress, and
I'm making a reality TV as we speak.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I know.
What?
Well, you've got to have many feathers in your hat, and I did. And, you know, for a kid who just grew up following sort of the streams of life as opposed to going, I want to be this one thing. I mean, I always wanted to be a performer, and I always have been a performer. And every industry or job I've ever stepped into has always had a performative aspect to it. So tour guiding, leadership, scuba diving, leadership. Well, you can't make many jokes underwater, but that's why you have all the hand gestures. Directing, leadership.
Yeah.
And then, you know, performing is just something that without it, you know, I'd probably have 2 teeth and be a pretty sour old bitch. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to express yourself, and I just think you're drawn towards what you do.
Exactly.
And it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change tack, to jump into another stream, to go and do what it is that you really got a strong yearning to do.
Is Amelia now motivating you to do
I hope so.
Comedy workshop and become a comedian?
Yes. Or just go and join a dance class, a tap class, do Tai Chi, do painting. You know, go and, you know, relive that moment in Ghost, and make pottery class. I mean,
Let those
get some
juices
consent.
flow out.
Yes.
The good ones. No.
Be your true, authentic self, because the world needs you more than ever. We need strong, empowered, compassionate, loving, forgiving
people.
leaders.
Woman. No. So anyway, I'm just going to round that up. We have this gorgeous, amazing, intelligent, delicious comedian. When you hear it, sorry, your words that flow out, I'm just always like...
Delicious?
Seriously, no, you are so creative and an amazing thing to watch on stage. You really, honestly, every time I watch you, I'm like goosebumps. So, we are so lucky to have Amelia as our headliner. We have 2 other comedians. We have a halftime show. You can win prizes. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Look at the prize she just won.
She gave me this. I'm so over the moon. I can't control myself. So, please come to our show Wednesday night. It's always a friendly, fun show. Tell your friends about it. What are you doing?
Special night. Come, let's laugh. Let's raise the vibration of the universe together. Let's have a great time. And maybe one of you is my new lover.